She's been called the Queen of Rock, a country pioneer, and one of the most versatile voices of her time. Linda Ronstadt wasn't just a singer, she was a force of nature. Her incredible range, emotional power, and genre-defying career made her one of the most respected musicians of the 20th century. But behind that golden voice was a woman who didn't put up with nonsense from anyone. She spoke her mind, and sometimes that honesty turned into full-blown feuds with some of music's biggest names. Today, on Legend Uncovered, we reveal the 10 musicians Linda Ronstadt reportedly couldn't stand. From pop stars to country icons, these rivalries shocked the industry and showed a fiery side of Linda few ever saw. 10. Debbie Boone. At number 10 sits Debbie Boone, the You Light Up My Life singer whose wholesome image defined the late 1970s. According to insiders, Linda Ronstadt couldn't stomach what she saw as Debbie's overly sweet, plastic-perfect persona. She allegedly thought Boone's songs were syrupy and hollow, created more for commercial success than genuine emotion. Sources claimed Linda even refused to share a stage with Debbie at one awards show, saying she didn't want to perform next to manufactured pop princesses. She believed Debbie's fame came less from talent and more from family connections. After all, Debbie was Pat Boone's daughter. To Linda, Debbie symbolized everything fake about the music industry in that era. 9. Kenny Rogers. At number 9 is country pop superstar Kenny Rogers. Linda reportedly had no patience for what she considered watered-down country. She supposedly called Kenny's music country for people who don't actually like country. To Linda, his slick production and polished love songs were the opposite of what made country music meaningful. Witnesses said she once ignored Kenny backstage at an awards show and refused to shake his hand. Insiders revealed she told friends, "Real country doesn't need synthesizers or Vegas strings." Their rivalry ran quietly but deep throughout the 1970s and 1980s, as both competed for the same crossover audience. 8. Olivia Newton-John. At number 8 is the late Olivia Newton-John, whose mix of pop and innocence made her a global favorite. But Linda allegedly thought Olivia was too controlled, more a product of record executives than an authentic artist. She reportedly referred to her as a pop puppet, saying her image and sound were built to please teenage girls, not express real artistry. When offers came for joint performances, Linda turned them down. She supposedly told her team she wouldn't work with someone who represented everything wrong with commercial pop. And after Olivia's success in Grease, Linda allegedly joked that real singers don't need to wear tight pants to sell a song. 7. Barbra Streisand. At number 7, we have Barbra Streisand, another powerhouse vocalist. This rivalry wasn't just musical, it was personal. Both women had enormous talent, but Linda reportedly couldn't stand Barbra's theatrical style. She thought Barbra overperformed every song, turning even simple melodies into Broadway productions. Behind the scenes, they often competed for the same recording projects, and Linda was said to be furious each time Barbra won out. Linda preferred raw emotion, while Barbra sought perfection, and that creative clash made cooperation impossible. According to insiders, Linda once said working with Barbra would be torture. Too many takes, not enough soul. 6. Barry Manilow. At number 6 sits Barry Manilow, whose soft pop ballads made him a household name. Linda reportedly couldn't stand his overly sentimental style, calling it elevator music for people with no taste. She believed Barry's songs lacked any real passion or grit, describing them as greeting card music wrapped in glitter. Rumor has it, Linda once stormed out of a studio when a Manilow song started playing over the speakers, insisting someone turn off that torture. To her, Barry represented the worst of commercialized pop, catchy but empty. She told interviewers that real artists write songs that make you feel, not ones that just sound nice, in department stores. 5. John Denver. Number 5 brings us to John Denver, one of folk's most recognizable names. Linda reportedly thought Denver's clean, polished image was a marketing creation, not the reflection of a real folk artist. She allegedly called him a corporate cowboy and said his nature-loving songs felt more like postcards than personal experiences. Rumor has it, she even declined invitations to perform at environmental benefit concerts if Denver was on the lineup. To Linda, his activism was more about publicity than passion. She believed real folk singers lived their lyrics, and she didn't think Denver did. Still, the two shared similar audiences, which only deepened their quiet competition throughout the 1970s. 4. Neil Diamond at number 4. We have Neil Diamond, a performer Linda reportedly thought had sold his soul to Las Vegas. She allegedly called him a lounge act, pretending to be a rock star. Linda valued honesty and emotion, while Neil's glittering jumpsuits and polished shows made her cringe. Witnesses said at one award show, Linda refused to applaud when Neil won, sitting silently with her arms crossed. She thought his focus on glitz and money proved he'd lost touch with what music should be, raw and human. 3. Anne Murray. At number 3 is Anne Murray, Canada's soft rock sweetheart. Industry insiders claimed Linda saw her as a rival who threatened her dominance in crossover country. She reportedly dismissed Anne's style as pleasant but lifeless, saying every song sounded the same. Whenever Anne won a Grammy in categories where Linda was also nominated, she was said to be furious. She allegedly told friends Anne wasn't a true country artist, calling her a pop singer in cowboy boots. To Linda, Anne's carefully polished sound lacked the emotion and grit that music needed to mean something. 2. Helen Reddy. At number 2 stands Helen Reddy, famous for her feminist anthem, I Am Woman. While both were icons of female empowerment, Linda supposedly found Helen's message too heavy-handed. She allegedly complained that Helen's songs turned music into lectures. According to one insider, Linda said, art should inspire quietly, not hit people over the head. She reportedly refused to answer interview questions, comparing her to Helen, and even told journalists she didn't want to be linked to feminist crusaders in music. Linda believed Helen's activism was more marketing strategy than genuine conviction.
Number 1. Cher. This, according to those close to Linda, was her longest and deepest grudge. Linda reportedly couldn't stand Cher's flamboyant costumes, her acting career, or her constant reinvention. She allegedly called Cher, quote, a circus act pretending to be a singer. One infamous story claims they had a heated argument backstage at an awards show in the 1970s. Linda supposedly told Cher to her face that her music was garbage and that real singers didn't need feathers and sequins to stay relevant. The hostility ran deep. Linda's team reportedly refused to work with producers who had connections to Cher, and the two never reconciled. For Linda Ronstadt, Cher represented everything wrong with the fame-obsessed side of the industry. All show, no soul.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.